Hey everyone, this is the Radko Tutor here explaining. In today's video, we'll be looking at a grade 12 question, which is 2024 final examination paper 1. Alright, so the main emphasis will be on the topic called variation. So variation is a topic found in grade 11 and it is one of the topics that is always there in paper 1. So let's see how we can solve this question which is coming from variation. So in this case, we are told to say it is given that A varies as B and inversely as the square of C, and A is equal to 9 when B is equal to 12. And also C is 2. Find the value of K, the constant of variation. So how do we get the value of K? Which is the constant of variation. So it must interest you to note that whenever you are getting the value of K, the constant of variation, or whenever you are solving a question under variation, please always make sure that you create the formula from the statement given in the question. So which statement are we given in the question? So we are told to say A varies as B and inversely as the square of C. So meaning what we are going to do there is we'll say A varies as B. That is called direct variation. So this A is varying as B. So you use this symbol to mean variation. A is varying as B. So this is direct variation. And inversely as the square of C. So you should also write the formula for or the expression for inversely as the square of C. So what are we going to do when something is varying inversely, meaning that it is multiplying with 1 over that variable that they have given you, which is the square of C. So you say 1 over C squared. That is, so this is inverse variation and this is direct variation. So in other words, A is varying direct to B and inversely as the square of C. So that is how you start making the assumption. Then from there now, create the formula from this variation you've made. So how can you create the formula? So to create the formula is simply to remove the variation symbol and put an equal sign. So once you remove the variation symbol and you put an equal sign, then K should be introduced in this formula. Okay, so what we are going to do is you say A is equal to, you introduce K to B because now we are removing the variation symbol to an equal sign. So you introduce K here, it's going to be KB over C squared. That means this is the formula we are going to use in order for us to solve this question that are coming down there. All right, so let's go to our first question. So our first question is saying, find the value of K, the constant of variation. Now, how can we get the value of K? To get the value of K is very simple. What you just need to do is to replace all the values of the variables given in the question. So the values of the variables are, where there is A, we shall put a 9, where there is B, we shall put a 12, and where there is C, we shall put a 2. And then you'll be able to get this value of K, which is unknown. All right, so let's do that and see. So we are going to say, where there is A here, we put a 9. So this is our question number A. So where there is A, we put 9 is equal to K is what we are getting. B, what is B? B is given as 12, so you put 12 here. And then over, what is C? C, we are putting, C is given in the question as 2. So you put a 2 here, but it is what? It is squared from the formula. So you introduce a square there. So you put a square. Okay, so from here what you're going to do is to say we have 9 is equal to, you multiply this K and 12, you get 12K. So you're going to get 12K over 2 squared is 4. Okay, so from here for you to get the value of K, here you are going to say over 1 here, you divide by 1. So you say over 1 and then cross multiply. So when you cross multiply, you multiply 1 times 12 and then 9 times 4. So you say 1 times 12K is going to give us 12K is equal to 9 times 4. 9 times 4, we are going to get a 36. So from here now, it's to divide throughout by 12 in order for you to get the value of k. So when you have to divide by 12, you have 12, you divide by 12 here, you also divide by 12 there. So that this goes, and then our value of k will be equal to what? 3. 12 into 36 is a 3. So when you divide those two, you're going to get a 3. And then you come down here, don't forget to write your answer down here. You say therefore our k, so you say k is equal to 3. Okay, so after getting the value of k, what we're supposed to do is to go to the next question. So this is our next question, and that is question number B. So you say question B, they're saying find the value of a when b is 16 and c is 4. So they want us to get the value of a when where there is b you put 16 and where there is c you put a 4. So let's do that and see. So you start by writing the formula, this formula that you already know, which is a is equal to kb over c squared. So in that case, you are going to replace the values. So replacing the values, we know that where there is b we put a 16 and where there is c we put a 4, and the value of k is already calculated, which is a 3. So you need to just replace those values and then you'll be able to get the value of a. So by doing so, we are going to have our a is equal to k, we are putting 3, and the b in the question in the question here is given to be 16, so you put a 16, you put 16 there, over c squared is a 4 squared, like that, because where there is c we are putting the 4 there, which is given. So now from there you replace, you are going to have a is equal to 3 by 16 is 48, so you have 48 over 4 squared. 4 squared you are going to have a 16, so 4 squared is 16. Alright, so when you divide 48 divide by 16, the answer that you are going to get is a 3 as well, so you have a is equal to 3. Alright, so you should also come and write here to say a is equal to what? 3. So basically this is how you solve questions on variations. So now what I want you to do is to finish the final question and then send the answer in my inbox. I've put a number that you're supposed to send. You can send the answers on my WhatsApp for me to affirm if what you've done is correct. But please don't forget to follow my Facebook page and also go and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more interesting videos. See you next time.